The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right, so today, fortunately, we're expecting less in the way of thunderstorm coverage this afternoon and evening than we saw yesterday, but there is still a threat for that localized flash flooding, just considering how vulnerable some of our areas are given the recent heavy rain. And Today and tomorrow, we'll probably see lower coverage in the way of storms, although you still have storms in the area. And then, unfortunately, coverage is expected to increase. I mean, the storm chances continue through the Friday and the weekend, with probably more in the way of showers and storms expected Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And the main threat, obviously, is going to be localized flash flooding, although we can't rule out a stronger storm that could produce, some wind gusts that are capable of causing tree and power line damage. And in addition to the storms, tomorrow and Friday, especially east of 95, along and east of 95, near the coast, and especially also in southeast Virginia, northeast North Carolina, heat indices will likely exceed 105 degrees, and we'll likely need heat advisories both tomorrow and Friday for part of our area. So kind of giving an overview, today and tomorrow, we are expecting a little bit less in the way of storms. Nevertheless, again, we still have that threat for flash flooding. And then Friday, I could definitely see this being expanded as this out, and maybe introducing a slight risk for part of the area. But as we're definitely expecting more storms Friday than today or tomorrow. And just timing things out, we're already seeing some stuff develop, just some showers across central and eastern North Carolina, and those should expand in coverage. And we'll go step by step today with kind of a simulated reflectivity in a second. But the most likely timing for storms is from 2 to 10 p.m. And mainly, the most likely area for flash flooding is going to be across, from the Tri-Cities northward, areas that receive the most rain, although it doesn't mean you'll still probably have scattered stuff around here. Probably the stuff in the southeast, we'll dive into more detail in a second, but the stuff in the southeast probably will be in the earlier portion of the time window, maybe 2 to 6 p.m. And yeah, I'm going to switch screens for a second and show you, just step through. We're already seeing stuff develop down here, and that, just some showers and a few storms expanding in coverage first here, and then that stuff kind of moves offshore, and we see stuff across the northern part of our area generally during the evening. This is 8, 9, 10, and then this should dissipate as we head into the early morning hours. Although maybe you'll probably have a few lingering showers, through the early morning. So that just, timing everything out. So going back to the briefing, I mean, looking at the next 3 days, certainly we'll, have shower and storm chances today and tomorrow, with increased chances as we head into Friday, as you can see here. And obviously, again, mainly afternoon, evening, into the early overnight hours each day in terms of timing. And there is a low end threat for, a few damaging wind gusts, especially tomorrow and probably Friday as well, as we do heat up. Again, these are the 2 days we'll probably need heat advisories for part of the area. And timing things out tomorrow, again, mainly 2 to 11 p.m. with storms. We'll have a little bit more in the way of storm motion tomorrow, so they won't be stationary, but they'll be, moving, at around 20 miles per hour. And again, damaging wind gusts and localized flash flooding will be the main threats with anything that does form. And coverage will favor the north again tomorrow as well, north and west. And kind of switching gears and looking at the heat, just the threat for, heat indices above advisory criteria tomorrow and Friday, especially along and east of 95, potentially across the majority of our area. We could see those, heat indices of 105 and maybe a few degrees higher than that. And going into a little bit more detail for each day, with this is both heat index and max wet bulb globe temperature. You can see the highest values are closer to the coast, but certainly we'll be taking a look, this afternoon and on the night shift to see where exactly we'll need, heat advisories. That again, advisory will likely be needed across the eastern part of our area. And Friday, things shift a little bit. You actually have slightly higher max heat index values, as well as wet bulb globe temperatures above that, getting to the just right around that 88-degree threshold there. And again, probably another round of heat advisories needed for Friday as well. And just to summarize, storm coverage increases, Friday into the weekend with, daily storm chances continuing again, mainly during the afternoon and evening each day through early next week. And the hottest days definitely are going to be tomorrow and Friday, with more, seasonable temperatures expected this weekend into the early part of next week. And marine-wise, we do have, just to touch on it real quick, we do have small craft advisories in effect across the lower bay and lower James for southwest winds late tonight through Thursday morning, with winds continuing to be right around advisory criteria, small craft advisory criteria on the bay and rivers through the day on Thursday, before diminishing Thursday night and especially Friday. And the last slide I'll leave you with is just for tropical, any interest down toward the Gulf of Mexico, there is the potential for tropical development in the next few days. So with that, I will just want to say thank you for your time, and I'll open it up to questions. And I see from Garrett, is there any information to add to how long this afternoon thunderstorm pattern will last? And unfortunately, it looks to be at least through early next week. Although maybe we see there are some hints that coverage might be a little less, by next Tuesday and Wednesday, but that's really hard to pin down at this point. But unfortunately, it looks to last at least for the next, 5 to 6 days, if not more. So, but there are some some hints at a pattern change potentially as we head into the middle of next week. And we'll be looking at that in our briefings tomorrow, into the weekend, and we'll provide you updated information on that as we get it.